So if you get a nuclear attack, if you get a condition of nuclear explosion, be it by accident, be it by terrorism, be it by any shape or form, one of the biggest problems you have at the moment is what they call chemical warfare and biological, what they call dirty bombs, which can be used by terrorists. It can be done. You follow the same procedure. CO2 is your only chance because it works in neutralizing the balance of the body of the man. You can do one thing very, very easily. When you produce the gas of CO2, you see that fat on top of your mixture. That fat is very important to you. That fat becomes your survival kit to live. You eat bread, you eat rice, you eat the meat, you eat vegetation to convert the energy of the amino acid into energy absorption for your body, to lock into your body. Now, in your CO2 gas, that fat looking on the top is your saving God-given gift. You try to extract it. The way it's done, is easiest way to be done is you dip like a pencil or a plastic and serve it around that the gas gets stuck to it. Transfer this into a clean water, that you take the salt content out of it. You repeat this on a regular basis, and what you start collecting in the water is the gas of amino acid. So what happened? Your amino acid stays on top. You bring it from the CO2, you add it to a clean water. You can repeat this 2 or 3 times that there is no salt content to it. You take the gas, the CO2 in the water, try to reduce the water to minimum as possible to keep as much gas as possible. And then what you do, you place this amino acid with its water into a container, a sealed container, where amino acid can be kept. Will never get dirty or whatever. You can add very, very small amount, a touch of gas of copper oxide into this water to make sure it stays disinfected, that it doesn't create any germs. Then you place this capsule, this little amount of amino acid on top or next to a glass of water. You remember the orange business? You place the orange on top. Now you place the amino acid on top. You transfer the energy of this amino acid to the water. This gives you everything you need for energy. This gives you support for your amino acid structure of your body. This is how you receive protein in space. You don't carry cows with you. You carry the, what we call liquid plasma of the gas of the amino acid. In the future, you carry the energy of it as a field plasma. But this is good enough in the time of disaster till a lot of you become knowledgeable to carry on with the further steps. At the same time, you make sure that you carry in this process, in this water, certain amount of CH3, that the energy release of the hydrogen allows energy transfer. You don't need food. You can sustain life for a long time till you find a place of safety where you can reduce the shield. If your system breaks down, if your shields break down, don't panic. always carry with you a mixture of the water gas of copper oxide, CH3 and CO2, that you can restart the process. The ball can fly off, the engine can burn out, you can drop the whole system, the dog can walk on it because there's something there, he thinks it's a toy, he can pinch on it. So you go to the next step of protecting yourself. Now you have your protection, you have the field, and you have your food. Try to. This is advisable. I advise you heavily. Because you will understand this when you walk into it. At this moment of time, it might not mean much to you. In the process that you are producing the gases, in the process that you're producing the gas water, in the time of disaster, in the time of deep space when you're alone, emotional distress is 90% of the failure. You need to have a composed psychological structure to understand, to be able to act correctly. The only thing which gives you this any shape or form of it. Zinc oxide, a small amount of it, always has to be with your food consumption as gas of it. This we use for psychological depression. You boost the energy. You use ZNO, ZNO2 in conjunction with CH3 as a spoonful of the water, and you walk a man out of out of Alzheimer's. You walk a woman out of fibromyalgia. But it has to be done by the doctors. But in time of emergency, you're on your own doctor. You want to find a zinc at this moment of time. Across the world, we all have access to batteries. Most of the batteries, or some of the old batteries, they still have a zinc case. It's the easiest, the cheapest way to access. Create the zinc oxide, secure your emotion, then you can think logically. The depression will not be there, and you can compose the whole situation. Because you are psychologically, emotionally supported, you make correct decisions, not hasty decisions. When you are in a time of disaster, in trying to escape from one leads to another disaster. So by doing and having these in preparation in your hand, this will be part of the system in the space technology protection. You already safeguard yourself. You look after the physicality, you look after the emotion, you look after the psychological side, you look after the physical side, you look after the what I call the house, and in that process, you start in a correct way to think, to behave, and start supporting the others. Psychological pressures in space is 99% of the failure of man in space. So the zinc is part of the emotional approach to step by step. In so many ways, if I was teaching this very recently, if you want to get pregnant, and you can't have a child, for whatever reason, as long as the condition in having the eggs and the sperm correct, but you cannot get pregnant, make a bath, pour 1-2 liters of the zinc oxide water inside it, and sit there for a few hours, an hour a day, half an hour a day, and you'll be happy to be the creator of a new life. You change the emotion, the anxiety of parenthood to regeneration of the correct environment for generation of life. The process, as I said to you from the beginning, is not anymore how to build what, is to understand how to use what you built and how to apply it. How to bring the forces together that you become a support and not a burden. If you have high-level radiation burns, which you will come across, if you have high physical damage that you come across, just create the CO2 patches on the body. The energy balances will create the tissues, will remove the energies of result. In a space, 100% of your problem is the field interaction with the environment. And this is the only way balances your body in respect to the environment and what it can hold on to. Understanding the application is more important than understanding the process. If you understand the process, logically, sequentially, you create conditions. You need certain materials. You're not all physicists and chemists. You're not all plasma physicists, but we are all part of the human race in trying to save the life for a time when the soul is ready to depart from physicality. And it's your job to not only to feed the physicality, is to feed the emotion and to feed the soul that it can hold on to the physicality in the right order. In that process, as I said, you create a condition that you protect the physical body. With zinc, you protect the emotion, and with it, in feeding the soul, it dictates the condition on its original base of the amino acid, what you call DNA. So, in totality, you dictate the condition. In totality, it's you who creates the condition to be in the environment where you want to be. So you have to make the tools of protection. You have to make the tools of understanding the protection. You have to have the assets of the knowledge, understanding, and not to be a copycat. In the environment you create, it has to be an environment which is peaceful to all. To you, to your companions, to your fellow people in space, and to the people of space which you come across.